Welcome back to From Idea to Impact, the show that explores the journeys of entrepreneurs turning their ideas to real world change. Tonight, we're back with another change maker. We're back with Kennisha Flewellen. Kennisha is the CEO and founder of Phoenix Nutritional Wellness. Kennisha, thank you for being our guest on the show tonight.
Thank you for having me.
It's always a pleasure to have brand new guests to this show. Before we get started, briefly, can you tell us a little bit about your business?
Yeah, so Phoenix Nutritional Wellness, pretty much taking nutritional coaching as well as behavior change and combining them together. So it's not just your basic nutrition coaching. We actually think about the mentality and the mindset of the clients that we work with and bringing them together in order to help them have a better relationship with food and themselves.
That's huge because I know in talking with different people about weight loss and journeys, it's all about the relationship. So I'm glad you have a business that focuses on those key ingredients for changing them. My first question tonight is what inspired you to start Phoenix Nutritional Wellness?
So I used to have a catering and meal prep business. And one day I thought to myself, like, what happens if people can't get these meals anymore? Or what if they purchase meals and then they go home and the whole rest of their day is like off track? Like, just because you get one good meal doesn't mean you stay on track for the whole day, right? So I wanted to provide a way for the community to create a better relationship with food and themselves and to kind of figure out the root cause of the roadblocks, like regarding the choices that they were making with food. So I wanted to be able to give clients tools to empower them and resources that would give them confidence to be able to succeed on the journey without being like too overwhelmed in the process. And I thought that was something that was lacking. Like there's nutrition coaching out there that kind of focuses on the food, like what calories, what you should be eating and things like that, but they're not really marrying it with the mental side of it and the mindset.
So you talk a lot about mental. Was there a point or a pivotal role or a pivotal time in your life where the switch got flipped and decided, I want to transition to nutrition and wellness? Is this from personal experience? Is this from just the overall journey? Tell us a little bit about that.
So it's started from personal experience. So several years back when I was near my heaviest, I was well over 300 pounds. And I was looking through some photos and I saw a recent picture, well, recent at that time, of myself, and I didn't recognize that person. And I literally looked at the picture and I was like, who the poo? Like, is this like I don't even remember how I got to that point. And I just knew like a change had to be made. Like for me at the time, there wasn't any health issues or concerns. So I think that's why it wasn't as noticeable as it is with some people that are heavier. So I wasn't on any medication. There was no disease, no illness or anything like that, but I didn't want it to get to that point. And I think a lot of times, like when people want to catch it or people want to make decisions about it, it's more corrective than preventative. So I was trying to prevent myself from getting to that point instead of having to go through the process of trying to get on medication, correcting it with diet and things like that. So I know I had spent so much time pouring into everything and everyone else, making everything else a priority that I had forgot myself. And at that point, when I looked at that photo, I was just like, yeah, that's over now. So, so yeah.
All right. So that takes a lot of dedication, a lot of effort. How do you balance being a single mom? Get a little in depth with you. So how do you balance being a single mom, working on your own health and nutrition, coaching other people, being a full-time entrepreneur, being a full-time corporate employee? How do you balance everything?
So full transparency, is it really balancing?
That's what they call it, balance.
I feel like I feel like a better word to say is like, instead of trying to balance, like I'm trying to bring some kind of harmony to it, like be able to live with all of them, because they all may not get the same amount of time all the time. But for me, being a mom is first priority because you can't quit that job. But I think time management is huge. Preparation and outsourcing or delegation. Because for me, in order for me to keep things in line and remember things, like everything is in my calendar. So whether it's a meeting, an appointment, a sports practice for my kid, or even my workouts, like they're all like scheduled in my calendar, to, you know, keep me on time, and also to not either overbook myself or double book myself because I didn't remember what happened to be going on that day. And then as far as preparation, I feel like meal prep would be huge in that category, because with everything that's going on, working a full-time job, being a mom, running a business, all of that during the week, you don't really know how much time you're going to get. So me thinking that I'm going to come home and cook a meal every day sounds like ludicrous to me. Like there's no way that's happening. It's like, what am I going to drive through today, like, and pick up, or what are we going to order? So to prevent all of that and to try to keep on track and eat meals that we cook at home, I meal prep for those reasons, because I don't have to worry about it during the week. One and done, grab it right out the fridge, or even if you prepare it ahead of time and throw them in the freezer, when you're in a jam one day, you can just pull that junk out the freezer. And then as far as outsourcing and delegation, I'm only one person, so I don't have time to do everything. So certain things like lawn work and landscaping and stuff like that, I pay for those services, because keeping it real, if I didn't, they probably would not get done, and my yard would look a mess.
Okay. So outsourcing is key.
One day, yes. So whatever you could, housekeeper, I've had one of those also. Like, it doesn't have to be somebody coming in every day. They don't even have to come in every week. If you can clean up here and there, and you just have somebody come in and deep clean once a month, that works too. But you know, one day I will have an assistant, but until then, we keep it moving.
So you and that day will definitely come sooner than later. You just watch. So a lot of people watching, I know a lot of people that want to go on, that are on their weight loss or their fitness journey or just getting healthy in life. They often say that, okay, there's never enough time. So real quick, can you take us through your typical day, from waking up to, because it sounds like you wear a lot of capes throughout the day. So just give us a quick play-by-play. It doesn't have to be too detailed, of how your day starts, how your day ends on a busy day.
Okay, on a busy day. So we'll take one of the busiest days. Really, it's a Monday. So you're coming off the weekend and you're like, case of the Mondays. I try to get out of that mindset, because I feel like you're already putting yourself in the hole. You're like, oh, it's Monday again. Like, it's more like, okay, oh, it's Monday again. Fresh start, let's go. So I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, 4. All
and
right.
I wake up at 4 in the morning. I take out the dog. I feed the dog, because I used to get up at 5, and that was just for me. And then we got a dog. So now I get up at 4, so we can take the dog out, feed the dog, take it out again, all that stuff before I start my normal day. So 5 o'clock in the morning consists of me like showering. Usually when I'm in the shower, I'm probably listening to a podcast that's going on while I'm in there and getting ready. And then 3 to 5 days a week, I'm at home. And I'm typically getting dressed in workout apparel. Because to me, if I already got it on, I'm going to do it. So that's just step one.
Tip number 1.
And then, and then I work my normal corporate job, like in the mornings. My kid gets on the bus. I work my job during the morning. And then at lunchtime, that's when I work out. So instead of someone like working out in the morning or working out in the afternoon after work, I do it midday while during my lunch break. So I'll take the dog out, I'll do my workout session then, and then I'll come back, eat my lunch, finish out my work day. My kid gets home, and then it's usually trying to straighten up things around the house, take care of some stuff, and then he'll have to go to practice.
Okay.
And then while my son's at practice in the evening, I'm usually doing my other business work, my entrepreneurship work during that time, because it's usually like 2.5 hours that we're out there, sometimes 3.
Okay.
So you can get a big chunk of work done while you're either sitting in the car or sitting on the field or whatever the case may be, so that once I get home after that, we can kind of just wind down and get ready for the night. But I try to use my time effectively so that I'm not like running around like a chicken with my head cut off all the time.
So 4 a.m. start. When you're getting ready for the day, start with gym clothes if you can, if you're able to. Either get a morning or midday workout in between working your full-time job. Come on with the kids, do everything that's associated with the kids' homework, get them ready for practice, work on the Phoenix Nutritional Wellness during that time while you're at practice. Come back home, yeah, it's a lot of good. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah. And
But
then we typically
yeah,
end at like 10:30, 11.
okay. But you're able to do it. I
But
mean,
closer to 10:30.
yeah.
Yeah. Been doing it. So
So hey, clap for you because you did it. And you continue to do it.
yeah,
So
it's habits,
yeah.
habit forming. Like you just gotta start, and it may not have started that way at first. Like before I was working on the business, it could have been studying
Mhm.
to get certified and all that kind of stuff. So just using whatever time that you have. If you're just sitting around,
Yeah.
you could be doing something. Like
I got you. Efficient time management. Efficient time
yes.
management. So so let's get into the business a little bit more. So what are some challenges that you face when starting your business? Because I know there's different people with nutritional coaching, there's wellness coaching, there's a lot of fads out there. What's some challenges that you had when you started your business?
uh, so I I would say overall, like no matter what business it is, like
Okay.
probably one of the greatest challenges is fear. Being able to step out and actually say, I'm going to do something and actually execute on it. It's like the biggest thing keeping an idea from birthing into something beautiful, right? Is fear.
Okay.
So I knew my vision was to help others. I knew it was to be able to give them hope that they could achieve something that they may not have been able to achieve before on their own. And I knew the vision and the movement was bigger than me. And I know that it will be even bigger than it is right now. So for me, the start of it may have been me thinking about food and nutrition and all that, but I feel like it's a lot deeper than that, because a lot of times how our relationship with food is stems from so many other things that we don't talk about, and it can kind of help bring some of that out.
Mm. So, as you're saying, so food can be connected to, I mean, you're the expert. I'm just, I'm interviewing you. So food can be, so what you're saying is food can be tied into different experiences in your life that you may not know.
Yes.
And that's what you
Yes.
help with Journey.
Yep.
So how do you believe or how do you feel that your personal transformation helps you or aids in the approach when you're helping others with their wellness journey?
um so obviously not to everyone because they haven't all seen it, but they will.
Well,
So
they will.
having gone through the journey myself, I know the types of things that can go through people's minds. I know what it feels like to try again and again and feel like that, you're failing. I know what it's like to feel like you're doing it alone. But I also know what it's like, well, what it takes to succeed, to conquer your goals, to turn it into a lifestyle. I had to learn that, like, well, someone told me, like, as I was coming up, I had a coach that told me that you'll always have like this excuse that you don't have time for something,
Mm.
and you probably won't. You have to make time,
Yeah.
right? So that's something that kind of always goes through my head all the time, like, oh, I don't have time for this, I don't have time for that. And people are just like, I don't know how you have the time. I don't. I make the time, I prioritize
Yeah.
the time. And I've been able to successfully keep off 100 pounds for 4 years now.
Congratulations.
And thank you. And
Congratulations.
the road to
That's
a better
amazing.
you, it's, yeah, like, if I had some wood right here, I would knock on it. But the road to a better you is definitely a mental battle over everything else, like every part of it, like the nutrition part, the fitness part of it. Like, mentally, you will battle yourself, especially if it's not something that you're used to. Your mind will always be fighting you,
Mm.
and it's it can overpower your body, like, if you give into that, right? So we just have to understand that everybody is different, everybody needs help in different ways, everybody has different barriers that they have to conquer in order to get there, and I'm just trying to help people get through those.
Listen, that's amazing. And again, kudos to you for all the hard work. Like you said, over 100 pounds. You're a real life testimony of this. A lot of people start these journeys and they see different fads and they don't. I usually find that with anything that I watch or consume, I'm always keen and make sure that the person I'm getting information from, they had to live it. So you're a perfect living
Right.
testimony of everything that you do, which is very crucial and very important. What are some misconceptions that people have with nutrition coaching?
So I'll give you a couple,
Okay.
well, a few actually. So I would say, number one, that we're all the same. It's all the same thing. We are definitely not all the same thing for reasons that I previously told you. So it's like working with a doctor or a therapist or even dating.
Okay.
Everybody isn't for everybody. You have to see what works for you. And there's someone for everyone in every situation. And you just have to find out the one that's right for you, right? So this is why I feel like consultations are important,
Okay.
right? So as clients, you're sitting in the consultation talking about the things that you need, and the client and the coach are finding out more information about each other. But I might not be the coach for you.
Okay.
But alternatively, you may not be the type of client that's the right fit for me and for what I do, based on what you're looking for. So I feel that different coaches take different approaches to how they do it, and some are more holistic than others, right? I think another one is, if I work with a coach, I'll have to give up all my favorite foods.
Oh,
Lies.
there you go. Say that one more time.
Lies,
Say that one
lies,
more time. That's a big one.
lies. Because I have had people come to me and say, oh, I can't work with you, I'm not ready yet. I still like cake and cookies. I still like cake and cookies. And throughout my whole journey of weight loss, I ate cake and cookies. I
Okay.
just didn't eat 12 cookies. But it's all about how you work the things into your diet and into your lifestyle. So, excuse me.
Yep.
So for me, the goal is to help you change your lifestyle so that you can be consistent. And in order to be consistent, it has to be something that's sustainable. And if you're too restrictive and say, well, no, you can't eat any of that, and it's something that you've always eaten, I
Mm.
feel like it's easier to not adhere to those changes that you're trying to incorporate if you just completely shut something off. Or you adhere to it for a while and then you completely go off a cliff later because it's in the back of your head, like, I really want that cookie, I really want that cookie, I really want that cookie, and you don't have the cookie. And then one day you see cookies and you eat 5 cookies because you've been thinking about cookies for 5 weeks,
Yeah.
So you need a cookie for every week you were thinking about
Jeez.
it. When you could have had one cookie the day that you were thinking about it and just went about your business.
Mm,
And then a third one that I'll give you is that we all make you count calories and macros.
okay.
Also a lie.
Lies.
No,
Lies.
anyway, it's lies because it's definitely part of it, but not always for everyone. So again, this is nutrition is not one size fits all kind of thing, right? So for me, everyone's not the same. They don't start in the same place. They don't learn the same way. So for someone that's new to these types of changes or has a huge fear of failure, jumping into like counting calories and
Mm,
learning about macros and stuff like that could be very overwhelming.
okay.
And they're like, I don't know what this stuff is. I can't count this. And they're like, forget it. Let me go get this bag of chips or let me go get this pint of ice cream or whatever. So we may need to just focus on getting those people to eat higher quality whole foods into their system, maybe adding more vegetables to their plate, consuming more water to make sure they're hydrated, eating more fruits, like things like that. So the goal is to be able to set them up for success, not failure.
Those are three awesome tips that you offered. So if you're watching, use those tips because we'll talk about consultations with her later on. So, so tell us a couple of things that Phoenix Nutrition is working on now. What do you have upcoming? What do you have? Any new releases you want to talk about?
So we're actually in the process of adding merchandise to the online store, so you'll see that soon. We'll also be releasing some new digital recipe books, and we'll be, which I'm very excited for, we'll be launching a wellness challenge that will start in June. It's going to be entitled Operation Summer. So some details on that challenge and how to sign up will be releasing soon. And then outside of the Phoenix brand itself, I will actually be starting a podcast that's due to launch in June as well.
Okay. What's the name of the podcast?
It's called The Real Life of Transparent Motherhood.
Oh, okay. Okay. So when that launches, make sure you go watch that one too. Sounds good. It sounds good. So that's what you're currently working on. My next question is what's your future? What's your vision? 5 years, 3 years down the line, where do you see Phoenix taking this?
So I believe that taking the first steps of addressing, like I mentioned before, not just the physical, but also the mental and spiritual health is a really big deal, right? And being able to help the whole person can make such a big impact on individuals. So my ultimate vision would be for professionals like in the health and wellness realm to be able to work better together and to even network like with each other. So if I had it my way, looking down the line,
Yeah, this is what's
Phoenix
gonna happen.
Nutritional Wellness would be in a space with a therapist, an acupuncturist, a chiropractor, a massage therapist, and a practitioner all in the same building.
Okay.
And we would all like work together to kind of help give a complete wellness experience under one roof.
And that's gonna happen within the next year, 2 years. I'm gonna set it now, right? Next year, 2 years. It's gonna happen. Listen, we got to speak these things into existence. You had the vision.
That's right.
It's clear you've taken the business this far. Now it's about impact. So before we wrap tonight, with every show, we usually end with asking all of my guests to leave one or two words for the audience to help them go out and make an impact. Because you talked a lot about valuable things. You talked about the mental space, the physical space. You talked about mindset, time management. What are one or two words that you want to leave the audience with tonight?
I would say if you have a vision, just choose faith over fear and step out on that because it's bigger than you.
So choose faith
That's
over
really it. It's
fear.
bigger than you. It's not just about you.
Okay. Listen, this is the part of the show when it just, flashes across the screen, looks all wonderful and everything. But So before we wrap, tell everybody how can they find you, leave your information, social media. What's the best way to get in contact with you?
Yep. So I am on Facebook as Phoenix Nutritional Wellness. I am on Instagram at Phoenix Nutritional Wellness. And I also have the website, www.phoenixnutritionalwellness.com. And you can
Ooh.
sign up for the mailing list, whether it's standard membership for free, or you can sign up for the more higher level membership. But that way, you'll be first to hear about everything that's coming up.
So not only just a one-on-one consultation, you're building a community with Phoenix. So that's amazing. That's amazing. I can't wait to see what happens in the future with Phoenix Nutritional Wellness and where you're taking it. Any last words for the audience tonight?
No, I don't like that you said it last words.
Well, fine. Any last
Any parting
statement?
words?
Any jewels and gems you want to leave for the people tonight?
Well, no, I would just say if it's on your mind, you're thinking about it, and you want to make a change, hit me up.
Okay. And she left all the information that'll be on the screen as well, also in the comments and the notes and everything. So, Kennisha, I'd like to thank you for being my guest tonight on episode 6 of From Idea to Impact. And I'd like to thank all audience members for watching this show. Make sure you guys run these numbers up just like the last one. Um, without further ado, have a great night.